Good afternoon, Professor. I'm Tang Ying, member of Group B number 13. Today our group will explore the automotive market from 2019 to 2023 to uncover the economic logic behind the prices and sales. First, our research covers title car automobile with the subtitle ABW506 Price and Sales Analysis. Insights from 2019 to 2023 summarizes our focus. The study is structured into 6 chapters, guided by 8 key questions, like how did new car prices stay stable during crises, and why did sales rise with interest rates? Next is our research background. The automotive market from 2019 to 2023 faced extreme challenges. In 2020, the pandemic caused sales to plummet to 20,500 units monthly. By 2022, inflation hit 9.1%, and interest rates rose to 0.00065, defining expectations of suppressed sales. In 2023, recovering new car supply revealed volatility in used car prices and unexpected sales trends. Our research objectives are clear. First, to verify the difference in risk resistance between new and used car markets. Second, to unravel the nonlinear relationship among interest rates, inflation, and sales, to provide continuity decision-making reference for automakers and consumers. Okay, now let's invite the next member of our group to introduce the data resource, methods, and research questions. Thank you for your listening, Professor.
Hello, Professor. My name is Sun Jiaxin. I will talking about car price and sale from 2019 to 2023. I will ask 4 questions.
Hello, dear Professor. My name is Pin Zhong, and I will discuss another 4 questions.
Hello, Professor. Today I will briefly introduce the data source and the pre-processing of our project on the US automotive market from 2019 to 2023. The data was sourced from Cargo and includes key indicators like new and used car prices, inflation, interest rates, and sales volumes, with 61 records across 6 main fields. To prepare the data, we completed 4 main steps. Standardization. Removed symbols like percent and converted fields to numerical data. Cleaning. Removed one duplicate and checked for outliers in prices and sales. Time formatting. Unify the data into a month or year format for time series use. ETL processing. Use the Power Query for type conversion, validation, and structure organization. This clean, structured dataset is now ready for analysis and modeling. Thank you.
Question 1. Are new car prices stable? Yeah, even with COVID-19 and high inflation, new car prices stable. For example, in 2029, the average price was 25,600. It changed very little. This is mean car companies did a good job to control price. Question 1. Are new car prices stable? Yeah, even with COVID-19 and high inflation, new car prices stable. For example, in 2029, the average price was 25,600. it changed very little. This is mean car companies did a good job to control price. Question 2, is the price gap between new and used cars sustainable? No, during the pandemic, used car price went up the fast. Question 2, is the price gap between new and used cars sustainable? No, during the pandemic, used car price went up the fast. Question 3, do interest rates affect car sales? Usually, high interest rates mean people buy few cars, but from 2022 to 2023, both interest rates and car sales went up. Question 3, do interest rates affect car sales? Usually, high interest rates mean people buy few cars, but from 2022 to 2023, both interest rates and car sales went up. Question 4, do used car have big price changes? Yes, used car price change a lot more than new cars. Used car had a wind price range. New car wins more sustainable. Question 4, do used car have big price changes? Yes, used car price change a lot more than new cars. Used car had a wind price range. New car wins more sustainable.
Question 5. Does a decline in interest rates lead to a strong rebound in car sales? This chart shows the trend of interest rates and car sales from April 2023. In 2020, interest rates were very low, around 0.01%, and car sales were also low. Later, even as interest rates increased, sales grew quickly, reaching over 70,000 units in 2023. This suggests that the earlier low rates helped start the recovery. In conclusion, the rate cuts in 2020 helped the market recover fast. Sales rose from below 30,000 to more than 70,000 units. Even as interest rates went up, sales stayed strong. So, besides interest rates, consumer demand and the economic recovery also played key roles. Short-term recovery can come from rate cuts, but long-term growth needs strong fundamentals. Question 6. Does rising inflation cause used car prices to go up? This chart shows the relationship between inflation and used car prices from 2019 to 2023. Surprisingly, when inflation went up, used car prices went down. In 2022, inflation was the highest, but car prices were the lowest. The scatter plot shows a clear negative trend between them. To conclude, high inflation did not raise used car prices from 2019 to 2023. Inflation and prices moved in opposite directions. This means dealers should not assume that inflation increases value. They need to focus more on market supply and buyer expectations when making decisions. Question 7. Did car sales rebound after the pandemic, showing recovery in demand? The charts show car sales from 2019 to 2023. Sales dropped during the COVID period in 2020, but kept rising after that. In 2023, average monthly sales reached nearly 65,000. Annual sales also increased each year, showing steady recovery. In short, the market strongly recovered after the pandemic. Since 2021, both monthly and annual car sales have grown steadily. This shows that consumer confidence is back. The auto industry is now in a new growth phase, supported by rising demand. Question 8. Did high inflation and high interest rates cause car sales to drop? From 2020 to 2023, both inflation and interest rates increased. But car sales still rose from about 350,000 to over 850,000 units. The charts show no strong negative impact from these macro factors on sales. In conclusion, high inflation and interest rates did not stop car sales growth. Other factors like post-pandemic demand and policy support were stronger. So, macroeconomic effects are complex, and too high indicators don't always mean falling demand. Policymakers should look at the full picture when analyzing market risks.
Hello, Professor. I'm Zhu Qi. I'd like to briefly go over some of the key findings from our project, share a few practical suggestions, and express our appreciation. So, after analyzing US automotive market data from 2019 to 2023, one thing that stood out was how stable new car prices stayed, even with all the economic disruptions like COVID-19 and inflation. In contrast, used car prices fluctuated a lot more, which suggests higher risk and sensitivity in that market. What surprised us a bit was the relationship between interest rates and sales. Typically, we expect higher interest rates to reduce consumption, but in our data, sales actually increased alongside rising interest rates. That tells us there are other factors at play, like pent-up demand after the pandemic or promotional financing from car manufacturers. We also saw a clear V-shaped recovery in car sales post-pandemic, which shows the market is quite resilient. But at the same time, we know that kind of rebound might not be sustainable in the long run. It could just be a short-term catch-up effect. Based on all of this, we've got a few recommendations. For new cars, continue optimizing supply chains and pricing strategies. For used cars, adopt dynamic pricing and manage inventory carefully to avoid losses. When it comes to credit and interest rates, be flexible and adjust marketing strategies as needed. And overall, reduce reliance on policy support and focus more on innovation and long-term resilience. Lastly, we really want to thank Dr. Shabir and Dr. Hannon for their guidance and support throughout this course. We also appreciate the great teamwork within our group. Everyone contributed actively. So that's all from us. Thank you so much for listening.